Alright, what's good YouTube? It's your boy TYP336 here. Sitting down here with the one, the only Dark Magical Gaming, aka Michael Boyd. Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Just coming off of finishing at 24th place at Greenville, South Carolina.
Nice, nice. You want to go over your matchups real quick?
I'll be honest with you, my mind was so fried yesterday, I didn't even write them down, but it's the first regional I've been to since I've been going to regionals since like 2012 that I've played 9 rounds of all meta. I did not play a single bad player or a single bad deck.
Nice.
I can tell you that my losses were to the Punk Adventure deck, Sword Soul in the last round, and then I drew with Branded Eldritch. So every round was to the wire, and every round made me play well and punished me when I didn't.
Right. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get into your deck.
Alright, so we'll go over the monsters first. So I played 3 Albaz, which I think a lot of people are doing this now, but especially like if you play Poly and Patchwork, because you really don't mind drawing him. And the effect of fusion on each field comes up mainly in the mirror, but 3 was good. I wouldn't go down to 2. Actually, a lot of times I'd have 1 in hand, like 1 banished, so it was nice to have the 3rd in deck. And then 3 Aluber, which I was really happy I never forgot the effect one time all day, the graveyard effect. That was one of my goals.
Proud of you,
yes, thank you. Then I took Andres Torres' advice and I played 3 Tragedy because he said it really comes up in the grind, and it definitely did. A lot of times, if it was a deck that I felt like I didn't really have to grind with, I would just side 1 out. But 3 was really good. And I played 3 Edge Imp Chain, which I went back and forth on a while between 2 and 3, but 3 was definitely good. I played 2 Mercurier because I did play Allure. Usually I'd side 1 out going second because it doesn't do much until like an established field. And then the 1-ofs I played Ad Libitum, who was insane. I played Dramaturge, which is just a really big problem card because people don't realize this guy's 3,000. Yeah. This guy's huge. And one card I played a lot of people don't play, so I played Comedy. And this was the best card, besides the field spell in my deck, the entire day. People forget about this card, lets you play under Skill Drain, lets you dodge Valor and Imperm. If they're going to like run over your fusion, you bring this back, and they run over your Comedy instead, and the field spell revives the fusion. So this was really good. And I played 1 Shrouded Dragon, 1 Springen's Kit, and 1 of the card that should get rebanned.
Yeah.
Because this card is insane.
I agree.
This card is insane. Okay, so that's all for the monsters, and we'll go into the spells next.
Okay.
So I played the field spell, which a lot of people moved away from, but I really like this card a lot. It was great every time. It kind of reminds me of like the Seer, like Dante loop in BA. Is like they'll kill your fusion, which will revive back Aluber, and then they'll kill your Aluber, which the field spell brings back the fusion. Right. So it's like very similar. And I main deck Duster, just because I kind of feel like every deck right now should respect mine. And a lot of people told me that like it was a brick going first, but if my hand bricks because of 1 Duster, I already lost anyway. True. So it was good every time I saw it. And then like the standard lost, and the God card Called by the Grave. And then I played Gold Sark and Foolish Burial, just as more ways to like trigger Mercurier or Mercurier off of this, but Tragedy off of both.
Right.
So that was really good. Then I played double Poly, double Branded in red. One change I'm playing at my locals today was yesterday I played 3 Allure, and today I just went down to 2, but 3 was fine. I just found myself like being in weird situations with Allure where like I didn't have a dark I wanted to banish. So I think that just comes up in testing. So that's that. Then obviously 3 Branded Fusion, which I'd argue was like my least favorite card to play. Like every time I looked at my hand and my hand loses to Ash, I just either get the field spell or just any way that I can fusion without having to like play directly into Ash. And I did get rewarded for that. I didn't activate this actually as much as you think that I would. It's good when it resolves, but you don't want to put all your eggs in 1 basket.
True.
And then Branded Opening, which is really important in the mirror. Don't forget the graveyard effect.
Yes.
And always do it in the draw phase. And then we have 3 Frankfurt Patchwork.
How did you like 3 Patchwork? I actually went back to 3 myself. A lot of people I've seen that have like dropped it to 2. What's your thoughts on playing 3?
If it becomes cloggy for you, I think you could play 2. I never drew multiples, and a lot of times, like one time I think I drew 2, and I just put it back on bottom with Kit. Yeah, 3 was fine. I just felt like I wanted, people never ash this card for some reason. They want to hold it for branded fusion. So like this card normally always just resolves. It lets you fusion. And if you can fusion, then you can play.
Right.
And then yesterday I played double droplet and double super poly. Super poly was probably the worst card. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it was only ever good in the mirror. Every time I sided it out against everything else, it was never good. So like now, I'm just playing 3 droplet and then double tactics in the deck.
Okay.
And the last card in the main was Branded Banishment, which is absurd also in the mirror.
Yes.
This card, like whoever can like establish this and Lost with like Tragedy to follow up again, normally just wins. So that's the main. The main deck was 47 because I couldn't decide how to make it 45. So yesterday I played 3 Droll and Lockbird because I was really scared of the mirror and Flowanderies, but I never saw them, so it was fine. Now they're token collectors, but the rest of the side is the same. So I side decked 3 Twin and Red Reboot. One of my mirror matches that I played, there's about 40 seconds left. The guy had tragedied to set banishment while I had 3 fusions, and I just needed something because he was going to fuse with my guys and essentially just block enough attacks to be able to live. And then I top decked Red Reboot for turn, and that was nice. That was really nice.
Damn, that's good.
3 Nib, I only used it twice, but the 2 times I did use it, it was fantastic. Really like this guy. 3D barrier that I never saw all day. Every time I put it in, I never saw it. Every time someone debarriered me, they lost. I won every game that I got debarried, and I just won another game that I got debarried. So every game I've got debarried, I've still won. And then I played these 2 because I really wanted to respect Flowander. Never played against them, so they never came in. And in the extra deck, we have Portis, very good guy. I really liked him. I played Glory Dragon, who searched the Tri Brigades. I played this guy just in case I did run up against Dragon Link, which I did run up against Dragon Link, but when they Levianeered me, they sent my Albaz from my hand back to deck out of 5 guards. So unfortunately, I never made him. I sent him to Search of Fusion one time. So then 2 Lebellions, 2 Albions. There were a few times I wanted a 3rd. They're like, I might start playing a 3rd. Now I'm playing Titaniclad, but yesterday it was Perskinion. I don't even remember this guy's name. Yeah, yesterday it was him. I summoned him one time off Super Poly. I think if you play Super Poly, you definitely play this guy.
Right.
And then I played Dracos
Austin
Pelia.
versus Andrew, Patrick versus Dale, Frank versus Logan, Bateman versus Zach, Josh versus Kate, and Boyd versus Britt.
Then double Masquerade. This guy is insane. Like so many of like those Punk Therion decks just can't play, or Punk Adventure just can't play, taking 12 from every card effect.
Right.
Then I played double Mirror Jade and double Guardian Chimera.
All right, cool deal. All right, is there any shout outs you want to give? Any last minute thoughts?
So I have to give a shout out to sponsor Easy Gaming and my unofficial sponsor Corey Ochoa for loaning me the deck. Shout outs to you. Everything that's not 3 Fright for Patchworks. But as always, shout outs to IP336 for having me on the channel. Shout outs to my own channel, Dark Magical Gaming. Check me out.
Make sure to subscribe.
Yep. And yeah, I think that's it.
All right, man. Thank you for sitting down with me. And this is TYP336. Sign out. Peace, guys.
See you guys.